Yes, sir. We are back. It's your boy, pwesquire. You know what I'm saying? If y'all just now tuning in, just hitting, the whole little platform, the whole spot that we got going on here at the pwesquire network, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like, you know what I'm saying? Let me know that you're in the building and keep the algorithms going. And then also hit that bell for all the notifications of all the videos that I got going on, right? Right now, this is a reaction video. I do reaction videos, interviews from all sorts of people, rappers, producers, skateboarders. I even get into a little bit of, the news and things like that, man. Just try to keep everybody, freshed up on what's going on out here, right? But right now, we got a lot of things going on, man. This right here, this is a reaction video for, I'm not knowing if you really up on, like, if you've been paying your rent and you ain't owe your landlord and things like that, this video might not, be for you. But for the people that ain't paying their rent, or, you've been hearing about people having these, I guess, a moratorium shelters, like protection, so they don't have to necessarily pay their rent for a certain amount of time and things like that. So right now, the expiration date for the moratorium, for the people that hasn't been paying their rent, for them to start paying rent again, is December 31st, right? So, man, it's going to be a lot of people out here, man, so-called getting evictions and, things like that if they ain't got the money. And, you already know a lot of businesses is shutting down and things like that. So without no further ado, this is a reaction video, basically getting an example of families going through this right now, because December 31st is right around the corner. You heard? And we on the 12th today, as far as when this video is being recorded. So yeah, let's check this out. All right. And this is the first time I'm even seeing this. I seen like 5 minutes of it. No, not 5 minutes. Like, I'll say 5 seconds, 10 seconds, somewhere in there. And I was just like, yeah, let me, this let's look a little interesting. So let's see what's going on.
I never would have thought that this would happen to me. Never.
The contents of this disheveled storage unit make up half of Samantha Vernon's life. The other half was left behind after she and her 2 daughters were evicted from their home last month.
Yo, not to be off subject, but why do she got a big ass eye on her? that look manly right there. I'm like, why she got that look like an Illuminati? I don't know. But anyway, damn, let's keep it going. That was weird. That's weird.
Their home last month.
We couldn't sit there and like really pack. I got to put my stuff in trash bags. Because I had to put it in trash bag because they wanted me out so fast.
Right. You went from living in your place
for 3 years, comfortable, thought I didn't have no worries, till the next day, everything is gone from me.
Samantha is far from the only one confronting this nightmare. America is on the verge of an eviction crisis. Nationwide, there are nearly 10 million fewer jobs than there were at the start of the pandemic, and now an estimated 6.7 million renter households currently unable to make rent.
The United States is facing...
Damn, what? Hold on, what did you say? 6.7 million households unable to make rent, bro. Like, right now. Dang. That's many. Let's see what's going on, though, man. Shit, man, it make me want to pay my rent early today. Like, goddamn.
million renter households currently unable to make rent.
The United States is facing the greatest eviction crisis we have ever seen in our country's history. Renters are stretched threadbare.
And those most vulnerable to eviction are the least likely to be able to pull themselves out. An ABC News analysis shows during the pandemic, the rate of evictions in majority Black and Latino neighborhoods has been twice as high as in mostly white neighborhoods.
Wait, say what? Eviction in minority
neighborhoods has been twice as high as in mostly white neighborhoods. Samantha has a good-paying, essential job at a post office in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She says when her union rep claimed several of her coworkers had tested positive for the virus, she decided to take family leave, reducing her pay by 1/3 in hopes of protecting herself and her girls.
You kind of were in the position where you had to choose between the money and your family's safety and your own safety?
Yeah.
Soon after, she started to fall behind on her rent.
My check wasn't that good. I thought I could make it up and give it to them.
But you knew at the time that you weren't paying what you owed them, but you figured these are difficult times and I'll be good for it.
Right.
In September, Samantha received...
See, that's what I was telling brothers. Brothers was like, oh man, it's gonna be only for like 2 weeks, man. You know, they're gonna shut down and then it's gonna be good again. You know, and then it was a trap for real, just to even be like, okay, I ain't gotta pay rent. All right, cool. You know, because when rent came around, you gotta pay the whole thing in one whop. So it ain't like you could just start paying rent again. Okay, here go your little $1,000, $2,000, whatever you paying a month, and then you just pay it back on the back end, whatever else going on. Nah, you gotta pay the whole thing. That's why I was telling everybody, man, don't stop paying your rent, bruh. Man, here we go.
Received a complaint notice saying she owed about $2,000 in rent. She immediately started chipping away at her debt, sending more than $1,500 through October, and a district judge had ruled that as long as she was making payments, she would be allowed to stay in her home. In September, Samantha received a complaint notice saying she owed about $2,000 in rent. She immediately started chipping away at her debt, sending more than $1,500 through October, and a district judge had ruled that as long as she was making payments, she would be allowed to stay in her home.
I thought me giving them their money was communicating, but I guess that wasn't enough for them.
Despite the stay and pay order from the judge and the fact she'd paid more than half of what she owed, on November 5th, she was evicted.
The marshals is there.
Damn. So even though she only owed $2,000 and paid basically that off, most of it, I guess, but not all of it, they still gave her eviction? Damn. $2,000 only? Wow.
There, I said, I have the $900 now. I can go get a money order and give it to you guys. They specifically told me, we don't want your money. You gotta go now. You got 15 minutes to get out. I begged them. I said, listen, I don't have nowhere else to go.
The management company of Samantha's apartment complex tells ABC News in part that it complies with all state and federal landlord-tenant laws and all orders and statutes enacted in response to COVID-19. In this matter, a hearing was held in the landlord-tenant court. The court ordered the eviction. That eviction has now shown up on Samantha's rental background check, making it incredibly difficult to get into a new home.
Bruh. See? You see how the cookie crumble? You see? And they talking about 6.7 million. Man, I'm in San Francisco, all right? We got people laid out all on the street and all that, man. Tents everywhere, man. So just imagine more people, right? Let's go, man.
How many places do you think you've applied to?
I'm gonna say about like 12.
12 of them?
Yeah, about 10, 12.
And you've been turned out by all of them?
All of them.
Do they say outright, we've declined because you were evicted?
Yeah. So I spent over $200 on application fees and I got denied.
Samantha admits she made some mistakes, including missing her court hearing, but even so, she says her eviction should not have been allowed to go forward because this September, the CDC essentially banned them. The agency's emergency declaration put a provisional halt on residential evictions nationwide.
When an eviction occurs, families end up doubling up or they're transient, and this increases their contact with others, and it decreases their ability to comply with the CDC's pandemic mitigation strategies like self-quarantine or social distancing.
A recent
So you already see where they're going with it. You see where they're going with it. They got evicted, so now they got to go to their aunt house, mama house, cousin house, something, and they got this. It's too many people in the house now. They a threat. Whew. Crucial.
Study from UCLA shows this summer expired state eviction bans led to more than 433,000 COVID cases and 10,000 deaths. To qualify for the CDC protection, renters have to earn less than $99,000 as individuals or $198,000 for couples, show that they've asked for government rental assistance, declare the pandemic has created financial hardship, and declare that they'd be homeless if evicted. Samantha didn't learn about that CDC protection until it was too late, and she was unable to wage a legal battle.
I don't have $500 to pay for a lawyer every day to take them to court.
With nowhere else to turn, she ended up moving in here with her sister and her niece, creating the exact situation the CDC has been trying to prevent.
My 11-year-old, she's upset. She doesn't have her room anymore, so she likes to be alone right now. She's at that age, and she can't really do it right now.
For children, eviction is particularly traumatizing. It ends up resulting in a move to communities with poor performing schools, higher crimes, substandard living environments.
If you present it to your landlord, that protects you from the eviction.
Thank you.
And here's our card if you know anyone else who's in the same situation.
Great, I know a lot of people, so thank you.
Wow. So they got people out there helping them with the evictions and stuff, and bruh said they got a lot of people. It's a lot of people about to get evicted. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, we had all these, a little stimulus, and then we had unemployment checks and all this type of stuff. And, ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing happening, man. People somehow is falling into this, and then that, like the lady said, that go on your credit report and all that. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Well, let's see what's going on. Let's see what they got going on, man. We almost done.
Housing advocate Caleb Kosick sets up outside the district court in Harrisburg.
Did you have a hearing with your landlord this morning?
Alerting tenants of the CDC order before they go in for their eviction hearings. Landlords are not required to inform their tenants that the order even exists. Caleb says some landlords are finding loopholes to get out of honoring it.
Wait, so they got some protection, and the landlords is not even telling them, because if they know they tell them, then they ain't gonna get paid. So yeah, that makes sense. Why would you tell somebody that's giving you money how not to give you money? But if you would stand up, you wouldn't trip because everybody going through it. But you ain't worried about that. You talking about the bread here. We're not slowing the bread down. So I'm not telling you. All right, man, let's go.
One of the biggest issues of the CDC order is the clause that states it only covers cases of non-payment of rent. So landlords can say that the lease is expired, the lease is being terminated, there was some violation of the lease. And when they do that, they can then sue for possession. This is the one you want to take.
Another issue is that interpretation of the CDC order is left up to judges.
In a lot of cases, they side with the landlords almost across the board. The numbers of people we're having to talk to that are just in tragic situations, it's rising week to week.
Are you here for the evictions this morning?
Once these evictions have been ordered, it's up to law enforcement to carry them out. For Houston Constable Alan Rosen, that process is crushing.
It's the absolute worst part of my job.
After overseeing eviction after eviction in his precinct, that empathy drove Constable Rosen to raise money for a new eviction clinic where people could get legal help for free to fight back. My colleague...
If he wanted to fight back, he just won't do it. That's easy, right? Why do it and then create a whole organization to fight not to do it? I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. I'm tripping.
Marcus Moore stopped by.
The families that I met have said this is the first time they've ever had to get any kind of help.
I can't tell you how many landlords that the courts asked the question, has this tenant ever not paid their rent? And they said, no, they've always paid their rent on time. Well, if they pay their rent on time and they've been good tenants, work with them.
Right.
Melissa Flores is one of those people, a single mother with an 11-year-old daughter who for the first time needs help.
I've never been in this situation, never in my life, never.
She says as a house cleaner, there just hasn't been work during the pandemic, and now she can't pay her $920 a month rent.
You see?
I've always made it
See
through
how they
everything.
gonna squeeze us?
Struggle a little, but I've made it. But never this bad.
Look, man, I'm telling you, it's about to get stupid. I need everybody right now, man. You feeling this, man? I need subscribe. Need you to subscribe, like, even comment down below. All right, how you feel about this? Now this is down the pipeline. It ain't even hit yet. The 6.7 people that they talking about that's coming is about to be on something like this here in a minute, right? Yo, G, it's about to be serious. Yeah. Also, click that bell for notifications if you want more videos like this. Let's keep it pushing.
For now, Melissa's received the help she needs. The constable's clinic helped her invoke the CDC order to stave off her eviction, but this is a temporary bandage for a still looming problem as the CDC order expires December 31st.
And do you know what you will do come January?
Only God knows. I don't know. To be honest with you, I wouldn't know.
Come on, man.
I just gotta wait until that day gets here.
Come on, man.
We have to be fair to the landlords as well from this, because they have mortgage payments to pay, they have property taxes to pay, they have insurance to pay, they have repairs to make.
Look, and see, not to be not to be insensitive to the people that's getting evicted, but like the lady said, right? A lot of people think that the owners is balling like that. They probably not even balling like that. They might be just, came up on some houses. All the money that's coming in instead of them working, is coming in from the rent, so they can live, rent free and have some couple dollars every month, right? So everybody ain't balling, right? All buildings isn't owned by some big corporation, right? So she made a good point. We do have to remember about the owners of the buildings because, hey, they got to pay insurance, taxes, mortgage if they don't have the whole house paid off, and if they own multiple properties. Things can get a little bit of, it can get muddy, man. Let's check it. Let's go.
The CDC can't go in and say, we have picked a winner and a loser, and tenants don't have to pay anymore, and landlords have to provide free housing. The CDC just does not have that authority.
Caleb Kruckenberg is a lawyer with the New Civil Liberties Alliance. His organization is representing several landlords pro bono in a lawsuit against the CDC order. He says the order is a troubling example of government overreach.
We filed this lawsuit to tell the CDC and other agencies that they cannot get away with this kind of behavior.
Is it just simply we need to follow the rules no matter what?
We need to follow the rules that the Constitution set. The CDC is a public health organization. They're not a housing policy organization. They're not Congress.
Are you aware of landlords that are starting that eviction process in hopes that this CDC order will soon expire and then they can move forward?
So what we do know is that once the CDC eviction order ends, there will suddenly be a lot of action in housing court across the country. And there very will likely be a wave of eviction lawsuits.
Emily Ben
says it's about to be a wave. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say like a little bit of ripples. He said a wave. That means it's about to be serious. People about to be wet. Ah, man. You know what? You just gotta own your shit flat out, man. You just gotta own your house. You gotta own everything. You can't be doing all this. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna borrow it, make sure you got it. You know, you just leveraging other people's money, but you really got it in the back pocket. You never gonna be in a situation where you just gonna overspend or over borrow or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. And I'm not preaching. I'm just saying, when I see stuff like this, that's when everything first started off, I was like, man, I gotta make sure everything paid. I don't owe nobody nothing. They come to the crib, ain't nobody knocking at my door about no money. No money. I don't care who it is, what's going on. I paid you. I paid you. I paid you. I paid you. You feel me? So, yeah. All right, we got a couple more minutes, man. We're going to knock this out. Let's go.
Enfer wrote an amicus brief supporting the CDC in Kruckenberg's lawsuit. That case is now on appeal.
Eviction is a jagged slide with no ladder back up, and this is something that our country will be recovering from for generations to come.
Renters who successfully use the CDC order before it expires are responsible for paying back the rent they missed, but that's going to take a staggering amount of money. By January, renters will owe an estimated $34 billion.
He said by January, $34 billion in America. $34 billion. That's like telling everybody, cough up $34 billion, man. We're going to let everything going to be good. But everybody got to cough up all at once, $34 billion, man. Yeah, before we talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gangster out here.
And this is one of the reasons why we need rent relief from Congress as quickly as possible.
How worried are you right now?
I'm very worried. It's very hard. You know, the holidays is coming. It's about to be Christmas and New Year's. I ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah, is that the end? Yeah, that's the end. Anyway, man, that hat is crazy. That hat crazy, bro. Comment if you see that hat, man. That shit remind me of some, man. Wow. Anyway, what y'all think about that, man? Are y'all one of y'all? Is anybody watching this is one of the people that's actually kind of going through this right now? You know, thing I will say, you know, not to be funny, man. I'm like, shit, man. I'll be jumping on DoorDash or something. I'm trying to get that money up. I'm borrowing something. I'll ride a bike, put the backpack on, man. I'm out, getting to the bag somehow. And I know it ain't just that easy for people. People got kids. People got things going on. They might not have the transportation to even do it. You feel me? And that's where I'll be like, man, we gotta figure it out. So, once again, this is your boy pwesquire. Thanks for even, hanging out with me this long, really getting into more of a deeper conversation, because this kind of just is going on right now. The moratorium policies is about to be expiring December 31st. What do you think about that, man? You know what I'm saying? We got bread lines and all types of stuff going on, What do y'all think about that? All right? Yeah, and once again, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell if you want to keep seeing content like this. You know what I'm saying? And I also do interviews and things like that. So if you know anybody or you're a person watching this, you a rapper or something, you want to get your voice heard or talk about certain things you're doing in the community or anything like that, man, hit me in the comments or in the DM, and we're going to try to make something happen, all right? Yeah, so once again, this is your boy pwesquire, and I'm out.